I'll be honest and say that this is the hardest video I've made all year. So just give me a few minutes so I can get myself situated so I can really be able to gather my thoughts and explain the situation. Equipment check, drone check, GoPro check, headphones check, computer check. Check, I think we're good. At this point, I'm just ready to go home. I feel so sick right now. And last year around this time, I got really sick for 2 weeks, so I'm just praying that I'm not down for the next 2 weeks, because I feel like that would really mess up my last few days that I had. So fortunately, I'm not a medicine person, so we gotta make the best of it and cross my fingers.
Cada próximo transferido, bienvenidos a Boston.
Alright. First thing is first. In approximately 21 days, the studio will be closed. We are currently here. So we have 21 days left in this month until this space is shut down. This does not mean that I am quitting from any media or camera work. I repeat, this does not mean I'm quitting. I am not quitting. I am simply just making a business decision that best fits me. First things first, I don't own this space. So the fact that I'm not building any equity here bothers me a little bit. I'm not really here as much as I used to be. You know, I'm doing a lot of things. So when I'm not here, this place is pretty much empty. It's not being used. You know, it's probably over 1,000 square feet for the space. And then when I'm here, I don't really need this much space. Like, it's just a lot of space. You know, there was times where I was spending a lot of time in here by myself, and I really feel like I was going crazy, because it's just, I don't know, I never imagined just having this big space just for myself. That's not what the original plan was for the space. The original plan was for, you know, local creators to come together, just create so much that, you know, we created a spotlight. As me being the leader, I have to make the tough decisions based on the statistics and information that I have presented to me or that I find on my own. And the reality is, I don't need this much space for myself. I really don't. And especially if I don't own it. And if hopefully that's a lesson learned for anybody out there thinking about getting their own space. You know, really think about worst case scenario. There are also many other things that have led to this decision of mine, Some of the stuff I just won't speak on at the moment, maybe a little bit down the road, but I'm going to just try to be as honest as possible on the logical reasons why I'm making this decision. I've had someone tell me, you've worked so hard on the space. Yes, absolutely. And I feel like that's why I'm at where I'm at, because I work so hard in this space. I put so much time in this space, so many hours, and that has led to me being able to push forward and do the things that I love to do. The future plan is to own my own real estate space, so that if I'm just ever busy for 3 to 6 months, that's cool. It can stay closed. I can have it shut down. But at least when I'm giving my money up, it's equity. It's my asset. Again, currently this isn't my asset. This is someone else's asset that I'm keeping alive with my dream. And a lot of people would be sad. I mean, I was sad. I was definitely sad. I mean, I wouldn't say sad. I wouldn't say I was sad. I was more disappointed. In the past, we've tried to do memberships, and I quickly had to, scratch that off the board, because I just felt like I was chasing people for money. And, if we all have a common goal, then we should all know what we have to do. So I didn't want to have any ill will towards people over money, because I don't think that money's that serious. It comes and goes. So I said, I'm gonna scratch that whole membership thing. This was early on. I'm gonna scratch that whole membership thing, and we're just gonna, whoever wants to put in the work, let's just focus on producing stuff, and we're just gonna produce mad stuff, and whoever wants to put in the work will put in the work. And putting in the work a lot of things can come from putting in the work. As y'all can see, I put in some work and I got to where I'm at. Not to say that I'm on the top of the world, but I'm just saying, that's pretty, anybody that knows me can see that. I put in work, I get to where I'm trying to go. So that's when I turned the wheel and I said, let's focus on producing things. Let's all put in work. You put in work, I put in work, he put in work, she put in work. Everybody put in work. And I know that if we all put in work like how I've been putting in work, that we all gonna be where we want to be with this whole idea. And as time just went by, life happens. I'm a very understanding person, and that's what I love about my second personality. I can feel like I can jump into anybody's shoes. Life happens, one by one, people just start trickling out of here. I remember when the first few months I opened this space, man, there was at least at minimum 10 to 15 people in here per day. Now, when I first opened the space, in the first few months, I didn't really know what we were gonna do. I didn't know, we were just kind of light working. It was so light. It was more hanging out, cracking jokes, messing around. It wasn't serious. It wasn't like everybody was trying to make it out the hood, So as time went on, we had to get a little bit more serious. I think after 6 months is when I was like, we need to figure out a way to make this really work, because we're not gonna get nowhere if I'm just working outside of here, not trying to really produce money in here, because I'm just messing around and just paying for the space with the money that I'm working outside of here with. Ownership is so important. So now I'm just at a point where I can work from anywhere. I really can. So it doesn't bother me that to give this space up, because I can work from anywhere, and I don't want to have this as some trophy to show people where I'm at in life. It'd be stupid for me to not be here all the time and to be paying for this space. That makes just no sense. Now, if I had creators in here going hard, working, producing stuff without me pushing them to do that, then that'd be a different story. I'd feel a little bit more bad. I'd feel bad because there'd be people that are working as hard as I did to try to make something happen. So if I'd be closing the doors on those people, I'd feel a little bit bad. But I'm not closing the door on anybody. I'm really not. I'm pretty much just closing the door on myself. That's what I feel. And at the same time, too, like, as far as the backdrop area, there's not many like photographers that are out here doing magazine print shoots. I could set that backup drop area in any room. Any room I could set it up and make some stuff happen. So when I start to think like all those things, it's pretty logical. It's pretty easy. Like, I'm really only keeping this space for a look if I'm gonna keep it past these 21 days, because it's not really benefiting me. So I think this is a super hard decision. You know, we've been here for almost 2 years now. And man, I've had so many days just thinking about this. And it's just, man, every day, like, I was thinking of so many different ways to get this video out, and it finally just hit me that it was just like, yo, it's just better to just finish out the last days with you guys, with whoever wants to watch. Finish out the last days, the last 21 days, just finish it out so y'all can enjoy the last 21 days with me. I was gonna just do one video and kind of just leave it at that, but I figure it's better to just finish out the last 21 days on my vlog. And I want this to be a lesson for anybody behind me, any youth that are trying to, do their own media thing. And overhead is a serious thing to think about, and structure is a serious thing to think about. And I've just learned that you can't get too attached to many things. You really can't, especially not for a look. I think that this space has blessed me in so many ways that I couldn't have imagined. It really has. And I'd hope that this space has inspired or blessed other people. A lot of people walk through these doors here, and I appreciate them. No matter which way they feel towards me, I appreciate them, and I was always looking out for their best interest. Before, I wasn't really looking out for my best interest. Maybe a lot of people thought I was, but I really wasn't. Anytime I was looking out for my best interest, it was to teach someone a lesson. Because I let a lot of people get, a lot of benefits out of me, and that's cool. Like, I'm not. But anytime I held up my guard, it was really just to teach a lesson. Because I just felt like in a lot of situations, lessons need to be taught. I really do feel that way. Lessons do need to be taught sometimes. If they're not taught when you see them, when you see an issue, if they're not taught in that moment, then someone might never teach that person that. And they might think that that's cool. So I just hope that, and I really do appreciate every soul that's walked through here, man. Y'all showed me different lights. Y'all have opened my eyes bigger than ever. Everything that happened here was amazing, inspirational, motivational for me. It was like my dream was starting to really come true. And like I said, I'm not. This is not a video of me quitting. I'm not a quitter. I'm just gonna get back to the drawing board and really figure out what I need to do to make my dreams come true independently. I want to stay independent. I want to stay doing this video stuff. I really do love this. This is therapeutic for me. It really is. I love my camera. I love my computer. I don't feel like I'm working when I'm on them. But at the same time, I'm not blind and I'm not stupid. I'm a hardworking individual that just wanted to make it out the hood and live a comfortable life, as well as provide a comfortable life for my family and people that I love. I can honestly say that I have no hard feelings for anybody. I don't have any hate for anybody that's ever walked through these doors. And I really do truly appreciate everyone. I got nothing but love for everyone. This was nothing but an attempt. That's all it was. I've been asked, I've had a few conversations with people and I've been asked, like, how do you feel towards this and that? And man, that's my phone. It's always falling for anybody that really knows me. At this point, I'm just motivated. That's how I feel. I'm motivated to really figure this all out. Like I said, this was an attempt. And some people would say it's a loss. Like, it technically, I don't think the time invested was a loss or the money invested was a loss, because it was an experience. It was a learning experience. I seen the world, man, from a different perspective. I really did. Everything I was involved with, it's just like really opened my eyes and really made me see what was going on in life. And this was an attempt. And some people may say it was a successful attempt, and some people would say it was a failure. A lot of things that one main thing that drove me early on was someone told someone that I knew that I was only gonna be here for 6 months. And that drove me early on, and that don't really drive me anymore, because I don't own this place. I don't even, like, why would I want to be here forever if I don't own this space? Like, I couldn't even if I was to pass this space down, it would be with like a written lease. Like, I couldn't even pass the space down to any generation that I'm gonna create coming after me. So the goal is to own things, man, so I can stay independent and let my dream live as long as I want it to live. Holy shit. I don't think it's really hit me, but as we go further and further into this month, I'll be vlogging the whole experience, the last 21 days here, so we'll really see when it really starts to hit me. But like I said, I'm just leading the way here, and I have to make the best decision as a leader, because I don't want to put my dreams in the gutter because I was trying to have a look, or I was trying to show, like, nah, listen, I got to make the best decision based off the information that I know. And I really do think that this is the best decision for me. I'll be continuing all my services independently. I will be continuing my vlogging. And that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on those things. I feel like a lot of my stuff got off track. I really do. I feel like I got off track on everything that I was doing, and I was starting to lose myself. At this point, I don't want to focus on what if or this, that. I just want to fix things. I want to fix things in my life, and this is the start of fixing some things in my life. This is part of my journey, and I just want you to learn from it. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned. Like I said, we'll be vlogging the last 21 days here. Again, I appreciate everybody. Anybody who's ever come across my path, anybody who's ever tried to give me advice, anybody who's ever worked with me, anybody who's ever booked me. I appreciate you all. Now it's time to see where I take it from here. Love y'all. Full hearts.